All right, thank you all for coming to today's post-match media availability with head coach Rob Gale. As always, 15 minutes. We are recording on our end. Just a few notes now that we are recording. I'll repeat that I already said in the room. Today we set a new season high attendance, 21,903. First home playoff match since 23. And we also set new points totals, and we surpassed we surpassed our last season points total. I'll have to get the exact number, but it's in our notes as well. So if you want to reference that, you can go there as well. So that said, we'll go ahead and get started. First question. Well, whoever raised their hand. Oh, there you go.
Hi, Rob. Congrats on the win. Congrats on hosting playoffs. Do you want to get started with your thoughts on the match?
Thought it was all right to start. We were a little bit off on the pressing a little bit, especially in the middle of the park. I thought POSTGAME was getting in like real good areas, sitting cleverly between the three. And obviously you could see they were going to come down our left side, which we'd known and prepared for, but I wanted us just to be a little more aggressive. Once we started bedding in, playing two-touch, I thought we played some really good football today. Like really good. And we talked about early service, turning them around a little bit more. I think we got 10 shots in the first half, which was, more like the identity we want to be, especially at home. And then after that, it was, delighted for Dana. What an absolute cracking finish. And then Jesse Fleming getting in on an open play goal. Bet not too many people had that on their bingo card, but she popped one into training yesterday as well. And Dana's been banging them in the week. And really pleased for those two. They've had a very short week. You could see how tired they were. And I think, if we were at full tilt, we'd have gone for the jugular a bit more and probably put a couple more past them, I think, because the quality of our play at times was really, really good. But on the opposite side of that, another clean sheet. Congratulations to all the players. They thoroughly deserved the win, and they thoroughly deserve the third place finish in the table.
You talked a little bit about this, but obviously Jesse and Dana both scoring today, both of them for the first time since April, I believe. Can you talk a little bit about how that adds to the momentum of the team, especially having just like more players with confidence who have recently scored goals going into playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's important, but most importantly, as always, is the level of the performance, and we don't mind who scores the goals. We've said all year we'll have to do it by committee, but individually, delighted like for the pair of them. Especially like we lost Pietra Day of the game today. Val's down, so you could see in sort of bench options at the end. I'm throwing on two centre backs, and I just said to them as they're coming on, "You might go in at centre forward, you might go in at centre back. We'll see where we have to put you in." But we wanted to get all five outfield subs, or five that we could get on. But yeah, no, it's important. We have not got an out-and-out top goal scorer. That's probably the differentiation. If you look at the top teams in the league, they've had that this season. But they're all starting to wobble a little bit without their top goal scorers, whereas we've continued and ploughed through that all season and dealt with that. So we're coming good at the right time. The performances are there. The spirit's always been there. I think the quality of football and the build, the passing today, getting into key areas was really, really positive. And rest, recoup, find out when we get to play San Diego.
Yeah, and then Rob, you were talking about just the metrics being there all season long, and to get the top 4 seed, get the home match, and then today Torden's out as well on top of Vignola and on top of Laboa. Everything this team's dealt with to get to this point and to get it done. What does that mean to you?
I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the group. I'm proud of my staff. I'm proud of all the people behind the scenes. I'm proud of the players working their butt off in RTPs and trying to come back. And you see the camaraderie between the group rallying that group, because that's hard. That's a long journey back for 5 players this season at different stages, but at every setback. And it was, we went in the first game of the season, didn't have me goalkeeping coach, didn't have me assistant coaching. Like we were so behind in so many areas, but we rolled our sleeves up and we wanted to fight for these fans, and that was the message before the game on Fan Appreciation Night. I showed them some numbers, and I think our average was over, like close to 18,000. That'll tip it over, I think, tonight. The next closest in the league is 15,000. The average in the league is 10,000. The average in WSL is about 7,000. keep going down. Australia 4,000, France 2,000. You know, I said to these players, like, we haven't got everything right as a club. We got a long way to go. We got a long way to rebuild to back to where we want to be and where we can be. And the owners are investing heavily in that. We're continuing to grow and develop as the rest of the league is, but nobody can beat our fans. Nobody. And that's worldwide. And you maybe got Arsenal out doing this in the last year or so because they get a few games at the Emirates. But if you look at the statistics, #1 fans every single season here, and just really proud of the players, delighted for the supporters. They deserve that, and they deserve another home game.
Yeah, and then Rob, you talked about needing to score goals by committee all season long. Today it was Dana. Today it was Jesse Fleming. Can you just talk to us about those two players and just their work ethic throughout the season?
Yeah, really good. I think Dana's been unlucky on certain times and a couple of times little setbacks after internationals. But I've told you the quality she has as a footballer, and you could see that back to goal work, the quality of the strike today. Jessie just tireless running. Like, she's had to come back from Europe, played minutes there, not easy games, not a good moment for the national team. And she comes back in, short rest, one training session, and she's running her socks off. And I'm like, with 10 minutes to go, are you okay? And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm good. And you've seen her. And then we put her in the 10 to do a little more pressing just when she's absolutely shattered. Dana came off shattered tonight. I thought Raina dug in, like all of those torpy. What a great shift in defensive work today. 1v1 coming back from Europe, Mac to keep clean sheets. Like, just go through it, Issa, European travel. So those two deservedly get the plaudits tonight. Sam Coffey, Liv Moultrie, 3 US games in the international, the only international group that does that. But these guys stuck together, rose together, went out and performed terrific today and controlled the game, like no more than they deserved. And honestly, I've said it all season. People won't believe me. They didn't believe me at the start of the year, and we got written off by everybody, absolutely everybody, except that group of people in this building. And yeah, third feels pretty sweet right now, but now we get hungry for the next one.
Congratulations, Rob. I think you may have jinxed it yesterday when you said in the pregame that you had 20 players.
I know.
And then you dropped
With a third goalie, yeah. No. Nearly suited up Sarah Loudon.
We were talking about that in the press box.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the timeline for Torden's injury and if you can expect her to be back for next week?
No, honestly, like, she completed full training yesterday, did some extras. She wasn't sure if it's a knock or a little, just muscle injury. And then it got worse progressively into last night. Had to come in and do a test this morning at 9:30 this morning. And yeah, the clocks went backwards and the news just kept coming. So that extra hour of sleep in bed wasn't nice for me. I think I was up at 6 this morning looking at statistics and data around fans to make me pre-game speech, and got that news. But we talked about it. Next player up, you talk about the midfielder score, and I love it if my strikers can get some goals now too, because they're capable. Got in some great positions. Raina, what an unbelievable chance. She did everything right and then couldn't quite put it away tonight. But yeah, look, what more to say about the group of players? They sit here every week in front of you. You see it in their camaraderie. We see it on a daily basis. You see it on the field. They're fighting and fighting hard for this football club and for these fans. And like I say, I'm just really, really pleased for all of them tonight. It's not about one. It's definitely not about 26 because we've only had 19 on the bench today. But it's a team effort, front to back, side to side.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, just any quick thoughts on San Diego? You had 2 1-1 draws with them, scored late in both games. Just any thoughts about
none whatsoever. I was hoping it would be Seattle. Not gonna lie. We had chat GPT to check in and see if it could be them. And unfortunately it was San Diego. But no, they're a great football team. Well coached, young side similar to ours. I think they're the next youngest in the league behind us or them in Utah. So no, just looking forward to the occasion. Home game, Providence Park. It's a reward for the players. It's a reward for the fans. That's what it is. And we'll go again and be ready.
Any other questions in the room? Go ahead, Leah.
Obviously, Liv Moultrie just got named the Supporters Player of the Year. Lots been said about her. She's anything else to add about just the season she's had this year?
Look, I just think I said to her family and that afterwards, she's a terrific example. Credit to her family and their upbringing, and credit to Liv, the way she goes about her work. Like losing senior professionals this year, like Becky and Sink and Kling and others who've been around, the Kelly Hubleys and that experienced group. She does everything right. She is the ultimate professional. And that's not easy at any age. And you see some of the college players and they have to adapt to this level and everything else. And yes, she's been around a long time, but she's 20 years old. She's carrying the national team the other night after a bad result, and she stepped up the second half of the season. She deserves all the flowers, all the plaudits. And like I say, it's credit to her, credit to her family. Really pleased with her. She got my vote. Sam Coffey probably would have been a close second behind for early and mid-season form, but I thought Liv really deserved that award. Delighted for her. Well done, supporters. They know their football here. Comfort, he's thinking about it. He was deep in thought for one more question.
Well, the players that you and the staff have mentioned how the only people that believed in this team were the ones in the locker room, right? And the fact that you've all gone on this journey, gotten to host a playoff match, especially with, like you said, just the locker room believing in that. What does that say about this team heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, look, absolute character, togetherness. They really get on with each other. I've got to give a shout out to Lee Merricks. He's our data analyst he's over doing the work. We've had Gus, Lucy, Jeff. Tough time in the recruitment, right? It's been tough getting the players we wanted in here. And the players who are here, which is the ones I get to focus on, have rallied each other, done terrifically well. So Mike Smith, Mike Norris, all the team behind the team, all the medical staff, Dr. Bree Brown, we've only got one more game before she is no longer with the organization. So we were delighted to get her one more and another home game. It takes a village, but ultimately players will win and lose your football matches. I've said that since I've been here. And they deserve all the credit. All the credit lies with them. And I'm delighted for them tonight.
All right.
Let's go win another one.
All right. Thank you all. We're going to
All
conclude
three.
with Rob Gale.
I'll give you a spoiler alert who's coming in.
We're going to go with Dana first, and then Jesse will join us shortly after.
Yeah. Not the strike.
All right. Just a reminder again, 15 minutes, and we are recording on our end. With that said, we'll go ahead and get started for whoever raises their hand first.
Hello. Hi, Dana. Congratulations on the win today and on the goal. How did it feel scoring here and scoring for the first time since April, when I can only imagine just how much you've been itching for?
Yeah, way too long. Way too long, but I'm very happy. For us, it was a special day today because it was a fan appreciation day, and like they mean too much and a lot to us, and they've been there like every time we play home and we play away, and like they're our biggest supporter, and it's just amazing to be able to play in front of them and like with that amazing crowd. Even happier that we got to win and end up in third place, if I'm not wrong. So so that's pretty cool.
And then after, I think it was a 22-hour travel day you had the other day.
Yep.
How were you able to be prepped and ready to go and convert in the first 5 minutes of this game today?
Yeah, I was like, okay, let's get this over with. No, just kidding. And no, it was hard. Definitely, like for the internationals and the players that stay here, it was a tough week, and it was very short for us to turn around. And I think we had the commitment. We knew what this game meant for us and for the club. So we were very professional about it, and we just tried to be in our best shape possible. Luckily, like we got to win and score an early goal, and then like Jesse scoring the other fantastic goal.
And then Dana, like just to go off that 22-hour flight, your role hasn't always been the most consistent on the team. You go out there, you put on that early goal. What does that mean to you, just to kind of put a performance like that?
Yeah, I think I've been consistent. It's just like I haven't been scoring. That's different. But again, like it was a lot of work for the whole team, and we try our best, and we just had to do their job today, even though like it wasn't the prayers or like anything like that. It was just about who wanted it more, and I think today we did.
Yeah, then there's, the talk has been the culture of this team, how you all will always have each other's backs all season long. To start off, just a lot of the folks have mentioned how you all were written off, and then to get to a third seed home playoff match now, what is that going to be like, just heading into Providence Park again next week?
Yeah, it's amazing. That was our goal, to play another home game in front of our fans, and it was like pretty cool. Finally, they're roasting me here.
Signing autograph.
It's too important.
Okay.
No, no.
Is it working quick? There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, that.
I guess, Jesse, do you want to start us off with some thoughts on the match?
Yes,
Just
please
like-
give me a break. Too much English for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think just excited to be back with the team. I think really enjoyed the performance tonight and playing with each other. And yeah, just excited that we could give the fans a win and that we get to play at Providence Park at least one more time this season.
And then you guys obviously both scored. Dana talked about scoring early. I guess I'm wondering if you can talk about each other's goals and kind of like the momentum that a 3rd-minute goal gave the team. And then kind of, Dana, if you could talk about Jesse's goal as well and kind of securing that lead.
Yeah, it was a lot of Romario, like scoring with your tiptoes, and like, that was pretty cool. Yeah, first of all, like for my goal, like she played me the ball, which it was an amazing ball, and I was like, okay, let's go try to do something here. I first thought about like crossing, and then like I just was like, all right, like just kick the boat. And then when Jessie scored her wonderful goal, it was like a relief for us, actually. Like it was something that we needed in that moment, and she took the opportunity, and like it was really good finish.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dana's goal was a very nice goal. Like the finish was beautiful, and I think there's been a number of times this season where we've gone down early in games, so it was a nice change up, and yeah, just a really good solo effort.
Thank you.
Of course, Dana.
Gracias.
Earliest goal.
Jesse, how difficult or easy is it to work your way back into playing with the club after being gone for a couple of weeks on the international duty with only one regular season game when you come back? Just kind of describe that process.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a challenge. Some of us were traveling back from pretty far away places, but I think I've been impressed with how this team has dealt with challenges at different parts of the season. And I think the vibe in our player group has remained strong and positive, and I think that allows us to kind of get back together and get in our rhythm quickly. So yeah, I think it's a testament to the player group at how we've kind of been able to respond to these challenges.
And Dana, just being your first year on the team, how long did it take you to get comfortable playing with this group, and how do you feel you've progressed over the course of this first season with the team?
It didn't take me long to get comfortable with this team. How Jesse just said, like the team, we have a really good mentality, even though like a lot of people like doubted us from the beginning. I think it's like we lean in each other, like on each other, and we try to do our best. And I think our like unexperienced, like how they call it at the beginning, it has been our greatest virtue, because we play free, we play with responsibility that we put in each other, like on each other, but we try our best like every day that we are here at Providence and like preparing for the matches.
Dana, en español.
Okay.
Eh,
It's your time not to understand anything.
Sin malas palabras, no son mentiras. ¿Qué tanto alivio y tanto estrés te quita tener este gol hoy, sabiendo que no has anotado desde abril y ahora tu próximo partido va a ser en la postemporada? ¿Qué tanto alivio y estrés te quita este gol?
No, muchísimo. La verdad que Ya se me había olvidado la sensación un poquito de hacer goles, pero siempre buscándolo, siempre intentando. Y pues bueno, hoy fue ese día que se abrió la oportunidad, que se dio y que se pudo concretar. Y la verdad que yo estoy muy feliz por haber ganado hoy y por haber hecho el gol. De nada.
We'll make sure to send a translation if you guys need it. No worries. Any other questions? Go ahead, Leo.
This one's for Jesse, because it is your second season with this team. Obviously, last year you finished sixth. This year you're finishing third, getting to host a home playoff, and it feels like just the general energy around this team is really different from last year. I guess I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about that and kind of how you're feeling going into playoffs in that light.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think I go back to our player group. Like, yeah, it's been a fun team to be a part of because of the people. I don't know if I necessarily felt that last year. But I also think this year, like the table was so tight, we could have ended up in 8th today. So yeah, we're in 3rd, but I honestly think that this team has better performances to be had. And I don't know if we even played to our full potential this season. Like I still feel like there's room to grow. So I'm excited that we still get another game, and hopefully we can continue that into next season. Yeah, I think today was probably one of my favorite performances, but yeah, I'll just keep going back to the people. Like I've really enjoyed the season, or the difficult moments have been made easier because we have such a wonderful group of people and we honestly just have a lot of fun together. And I think that shows up on the pitch.
Go ahead and conclude it there. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Sorry, Day.